Hello again, Gaming World of YouTube. This is Era1009, and we have a little bit more Car Mechanic Simulator. I just kind of thought of doing this crap, and I figured that, well, I feel real bad because last weekend I didn't get to record anything because of stuff, I can't remember what, but I didn't get to record. And so now I'm recording for you guys, and I figured I'd do something interesting. The last sleeper build I did in this game was with an AMC Gremlin, and now we're gonna do it with this. This might not look like a sleeper, but I mean that's why it's got the rust and the mismatched headlights and all that other stuff. What kind of condition is this in? Not bad, but not good either. It's good enough for this show. Anyways, Roadkill, because Roadkill. Anyways, love that show. Anyways, new DLCs for this game came out, and it's reinforcing my belief that the producers are trying to kill the game with DLCs, which is not fun. Anyways, we're gonna dive straight into this. I believe I have all the parts that I need to do this, so we're just gonna start assembling from the ground level. And oops, available from under the car. I've already got the speed parts installed, or not installed, but available, so that way I can install them. So this should be a piece of cake. Hey, I got the right clips. I was thinking I might have gotten the wrong ones. Okay, and then we also need, everything else is underneath the car right now, so we need to get under the car to put everything in. Now while we're under the car, we can remove the rest of the exhaust and replace it with the new stuff, which is exactly what we want to do. Let's see, remove, and assemble optional part, and one more optional part. There. Okay, and then everything else is under here. Let's drop that crankshaft in. And let's see, put these on here. It's looking good now. See, we need to lower the car back down again to, let's see. We need to lower the car back down again so that way we can get the pistons in before we put the oil pan on. Otherwise it won't go on. For what reasons? I don't quite understand. Because I'm not really a car mechanic, I'm just playing a simulation game. Oh, I'm really excited about the new DLCs. As much as I really just kind of gave them crap about, you know, killing the game with DLCs, I really want to get the new DLCs because the new DLCs include the DMC DeLorean, which I think would be crazy fun to play with. I love the DMC DeLorean, and they have the one from, oh crap. So not only do I need, a clutch release bearing, but I also need a drive shaft, which is really going to slow me down. Anyways, and a gearbox, wonderful. I need that too, because apparently not having a gearbox is a big problem with a car, because, you know, no transmission. Anyways, oh, they already have the drive shaft in there, okay. That's interesting. Well, I guess that's what I get for rushing. Dang it! Let's see, I need a starter. Starter. I thought I had a speed part for this, which is why I didn't have it. Anyways, that's interesting. But the DMC DeLorean that they have the regular DMC DeLorean, which is the only car DMC ever made. And then they have the sci-fi version, which is basically the one from Back to the Future. except it's not exactly the one from Back to the Future. It's a bit of a spoof that looks like it. And the reason is because of copyright issues, I'm pretty sure. Because, you know, you can't exactly have something from someone else's media in your media without paying a royalty. Which is really funny because they have a lot of stuff from... Oh, I have an extra piston. That's interesting. But they have a lot of stuff from, like, they have... Let's see. They got a sponsorship from Mercedes, which is why I have some Mercedes cars in here. If you guys would like to leave a comment below saying that you'd like to see something with a Mercedes car, leave me in the comments saying which of the two Mercedes cars you would like. They have an old one, and then they have a new one. Oh gosh, I can't remember their names. They have two Mercedes cars. They have an old one with gull wing doors on it. And then they have a new one that has some old-timey fuel injection. Both of them have fuel injection, but they have one car that was the first to have fuel injection, which I thought was really cool. And despite the fact that I really don't like the look of Mercedes, that car looks really cool. I would love to do a restoration video on it, except that I'm not a big fan of Mercedes. But hey, I wouldn't mind that for that particular car. I wouldn't mind doing a restoration video on it. Anyways, they also got a sponsorship from, I'm assuming, Maserati, because they have DLCs for Maserati cars in this game. You can actually get like 3 different Maserati cars. Now, I can actually go and show you what two of them are, but I can't show you what the third one is because it's blocked out. Like, they have a blanket over it and everything, so that way you can't see it. It's like a big surprise or something. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. What is that car? I would like to know, because guess what? I mean, Maserati's a pretty cool car company, and if Playway is getting sponsored and Red Dot Games is getting sponsored to have these kind of cars in their game, I think that's pretty cool. The game's cool, I enjoy the game, and honestly, yay, stuffs. Anyways, let's put some ignition wires on. Oh, by the way, because this is a sleeper build and I'm doing all speed parts of the brand new engine and whatnot, I decided that it would be a really, really good idea to make it 2 carb instead of 1 carb, and the reason for that is because you get more power that way. One thing I haven't done yet is taken it to the drag strip to see what kind of power it would make, which is really my bad, guys, because you won't get a comparison. But I can kind of give you an idea about what kind of performance it should be making once we get down to the drag strip and actually get really kind of into the nitty-gritty about what kind of speeds this car is making. Now, I'm expecting... oh gosh, I don't know what I'm expecting actually. Let's put the radiator fan on. Woohoo! There we go. Radiator fan is on. Alright. Oh, Automation put out a new update recently. In case you guys haven't seen it yet, they stuck in inline 3 engines, which is really kind of interesting. I had only heard about the inline 3. I've never actually seen them. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of engines in my lifetime because I'm just not really one of those guys that you would expect to kind of get that kind of thing from. But I mean, they put in inline 3 engines. Let's see, repair order. Am I missing anything? Valve push rod. I'm missing push rods. Yeah, that's not gonna work if we're missing push rods. And rocker arms. Wonderful. So, yeah. What was I saying? They put inline 3 engines into Automation, which I thought was really cool. Automation is doing a very good job of what they're doing, being an early access game. Well, this game is not. This game was relatively cheap to buy, and it has been nothing but painful to keep up with. It's a great game. I love this game, but if you don't feel like spending a lot of money on the game, I wouldn't get it. I'd get like the other car mechanic game, or maybe if you just, I mean, honestly, it's what they're doing is a bit of a nightmare. I always talk about the microtransactions in this game. I'm not kidding when I say the microtransactions are expensive. I mean, they're not expensive per microtransaction, but when you think about how many microtransactions you're getting, I mean, it would be more understandable if they had a lot more content in the microtransactions, but they don't. And because of that, I mean, it's kind of holding the game back. I feel like they're just kind of mongering for money, and they're just not doing a very good job of it. I mean, I guess if it's an addicting game and it gets people to play, then, I mean, you got suckers like me who are out there buying all the DLCs for the game and whatnot. So, I mean, I don't have any money, but, you know, the holidays are coming up, and my family celebrates a particular holiday that does actually give gifts on the holiday season. Not Christmas, it's Hanukkah. So, yeah, my family's Jewish. I was born Jewish. I actually belief-wise I'm agnostic. Don't criticize me. I would love to become a heathen so that way I can study Norse mythology. That would be really cool. Because Norse mythology is really awesome. Okay, open repair order. Are we missing anything now? Okay, nothing appears to be missing. What's missing? Oil filter. Interesting. You know what the miraculous thing is I can't put oil in the car until I put the oil filter on. And I don't believe I have a speed part for it, so that's actually kind of okay. Because I have a regular part for this. Yep, right there. For those of you who are into guns, have you ever heard of the Elcano can? It's a suppressor adapter for an oil filter that you can put on your 22 long rifle gun. Or heck, your 223 gun. And, you know, it makes an actual suppressor. Anyways, off topic. But yeah, I like what Automation is doing, where they send out regular updates to the game as opposed to charging you extra for microtransactions. Like, if they charge me extra for putting in inline 3 engines, I'd be pissed. Because that's, I mean, it's an interesting update, and I might pay for it. But, I mean, okay. Time to get this thing moving. Okay. And then we're going to go to the dyno. But yeah, Automation is doing a better job keeping up with their game than this game is. So let's do test run. Ooh. That's like Scat Pack kind of power for those of you who are fans of Dodge. So I'm expecting some very fair performance out of this, actually. Ooh. Let's see, so I'm going to increase this, lower this, increase this. Oh, that is incredible. I love that. That is incredible. I did not do that on purpose, I swear to God. Or gods, I should say, if I really want to be a Viking. Let's do another test run and see what kind of power we're making now. 500 horsepower. Plus. Like 2 horsepower. But still, that's really not bad. I mean, if you think about it, that's about the right amount of horsepower for a supercar. Because a supercar, basically, there's a certain point at which there's too much horsepower in a car to actually take it racing at all, because it would be turned in, the power would be translated into computer intervention and atomized rubber, Hellcat, which is amazing. But lower horsepower cars like 600 horsepower would be really good for a car like this, unless you're getting some very long gearing. All right, let's head to the drag strip with this. Oh my god, I gotta change the color. Okay. I can't, since I'm not doing a live stream because I can't do live streams. I would ask what color you guys would want me to paint it, but I'm gonna go with, let's see, hue. Let's see. That looks really good, actually. I don't usually do that shade of red, but that looks really good. Paint car. Let's see what it looks like. I like that. I actually do. I like that. It's much better than that ugly green. It's not as bright red as the General Anarchy over here, and wasn't quite the beautiful green that is the Dull Ray over here. Neither of which are sleepers. Alright, we got a 502 horsepower sleeper, and we're going to take it to the drag strip. And we're going to see what kind of mediocrity we get out of this. I'm hoping for something in the 13-12 second range. I don't know for sure what kind of power we're actually going to make. But I can tell you that it's probably, I mean, I don't know if it's the same amount of power as what's in the Dull Ray. Because the Dull Ray is basically a supercharger with no speed parts. The General Anarchy is a supercharger with all speed parts. Then this is a dual carb, naturally aspirated, all speed parts, and it makes 500 horsepower, which is amazing. I don't know, however, if that's the same amount of power that's in the Dull Ray, but it's definitely not what's in the. Okay, well, we have a lot of power. Actually, we need to swap tires. We have so much power. That's actually quite impressive. Although I kind of expected that. At 500 horsepower, you're really pushing those vintage tires. We could make another Burning Joe, actually, if we did that. Oh, I didn't post that video, did I? Burning Joe was a supercharged Bolt Reptilia like this one. Well, this one's not supercharged, but it was a Bolt Reptilia like this one, supercharged with a cruddy engine block, and basically the only thing that was interesting about it was the fact that it was supercharged. Everything else was pretty much the same as it was before. I actually took the car apart and then reassembled it to do that. And then I gave it vintage tires and just kind of let it burn rubber all the time. It made some really good Australian style burnouts. I could show you that car later, but right now we kind of need to get those vintage tires off that car. I believe it's F2 to swap tires. And I'm thinking, I don't know if we need slicks. I guess we could get away with race tires, but I like slicks better than race tires, so let's do the slicks. Alright, we have race slicks on there. We're gonna go back to the drag strip. Because, I mean, why would you go to the drag strip and not have race slicks? I mean, come on. That's like, why would you not put drag radials on your high performance car if you're going to the drag strip? It makes no sense whatsoever. Now let's see. We should be able to. I don't know how to launch this thing because I don't have a controller or any kind of analog system to hover at a certain RPM with. And I'm really bad at timing these things. Let's see. I believe it's you rev your engine for a little bit, then you drop the rev down, and while it's coming down, the light turns green, and then you just floor it. I don't know if that's true, though. That's how it was in another game I was playing recently. That seemed to work. Quarter mile in 12 seconds. I was actually kind of right. And it doesn't spin out wildly when I slam on the brakes. It's amazing. Okay, we got 12 seconds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the run, and we're going to try and get a higher time. I'm hoping... I didn't see what the milliseconds were on that, but I bet you we can try and get it into the high 11s. And that might be able, and that might happen. It might not. If I shift better, I believe it red lines at 6,000 RPM, so I can probably punch it that much further. We'll just have to wait and see. Of course, each car is a little bit different. I believe it's 6,000 RPM for this, so as soon as it hits that 6, I'm going to need to shift up. I'm not proficient with these controls. I managed to get the dull ray up to 11 seconds. We're going good. Bounced off the rev limiter once. And 12 seconds in quarter mile again, but it's at the low 12s. We actually bounced off the rev limiter in high gear that time, which is... So basically, we were going as fast as we could have possibly gone. Now, I wish I could change it to miles per hour, because I don't read kilometers per hour. But, yeah. Alright. Well, let's see. Apart from my ranting about the microtransactions in this video, I believe we have just assembled a sleeper. I'm actually going to take it to another course real quick and just kind of drive around and talk with you guys. So the, oh man. Naturally aspirated at 500 miles an hour. Not 500 miles an hour. That's crazy. That's like jet speeds. At like, 502 horsepower. That's, I mean, you usually don't see that. I mean, you're sure you get like a nice LS motor, you can probably push that much horsepower. But, I know what, let's see, I don't know if LSs are supercharged, though. Or if they're naturally aspirated. I know the Dodge Hellcat engines are, those are supercharged. You got stock superchargers on them. Let's see. I probably ought to just take some of these cars out of here. I don't want... Look, this car has basically become our mascot for the Junk That Runs series. That car, I just love it so much I can't get rid of it. Honestly, look at this thing. It's beautiful. Anyways, let's go get the... let's go take it to the other course. We have a special course. Let's see. Racing track or sample track? Let's go to sample track. With 502 horsepower Bolt Reptilia, naturally aspirated. So this is pretty good. We have, man, I'm really kind of cool about this actually, because that's a lot of power for a naturally aspirated 2-carb engine. That engine, to give you an idea about how much horsepower it was making before, around the mid 200s, so like 250 horsepower is about what it was making, which is not crazy impressive, and that's evident whenever we go take a Mustang Fastback, and oh, I've been calling it the Bolt Reptilia. Yeah, it's a Corvette. Anyways, let's see. We have an anomaly. So not only have I managed to flip the car on its side, so that way I can't drive it, but without that without any kind of grip from the track, I can't drive this car at all, which means that the drag slicks are definitely appropriate. That's very much a disappointer. Anyways, guys, that's kind of a short video, I guess. I don't know how long it really was, but I mean, I had a blast doing it. If you guys found it awesome, leave a like. If you didn't, well, you break my heart. If you I mean, I told you guys I have the Mercedes-Benz DLC, so if you guys would like to see one of the Mercedes cars, I know exactly which one I would like to do. I mean, you can ask me for a let's see, options I'll do. I can do typical junk that runs stuff where I just swap parts, like suspension parts to make it handle better. I can do a sleeper build. I can do both. I could do a full restoration. And full restorations will take quite a while, so if you opt for that, you're gonna have to, basically, the more stuff I have to do, think about it this way: the more stuff I have to do, the more I have to cut out, because basically everything that you're going to see is the assembly part. So you'll have to oh man, so you'll have to so you have to sit through a lot of the video, but the more stuff I have to do, the more I cut out, so that way the video is shorter. Then that way also the you guys get a little bit more of what you want to see, which is the assembly part of the car, I think, unless someone wants to see me disassemble a car. Actually, that might be another option for those of you who are like me and don't really like Mercedes as much, which is really kind of hard to find, honestly. People like that don't exist, except me. I'm an anomaly. If you would like to see me strip a car, then I can do that. What would be really interesting to see, I would have to put all of these cars in storage, but if you had, well, this might be an interesting junk that runs challenge, where I buy 3 muscle cars like this, all that run on the same engine, and what I do is I find one that doesn't run, and I take parts from all the cars and then compile them into a single car to see if just for fun. It won't actually affect the performance at all, because basically you could have a rusted engine block and it still works just fine. No power change whatsoever, which is one of the big anomalies with this game. So anyways, I hope you guys liked the video, and please leave comments. I would like to know what you want to see in future videos. It really helps me out. And honestly, have a great day, guys. I mean, seriously, why wouldn't you have a great day?